Hi everyone, Lori Marie here, mixed media artist in Vallejo, California. I owe a lot of thanks to a lot of people. Everybody has been generous with their goodies, everybody's been generous with Patreon, everyone's been generous with contributions to my PayPal. So I have Dell and Michelle, of course, and Bronwyn to say thank you very, very much for your contributions. I have Dina and Gail and Marcia and Rachel. Thank you for your goodie packages. My happy mail has come. I've opened it. I've gone through it. I've sorted. It's very fun. So thank you so much for all of that. So today's video, I did it at Gallery Renee Marie and I forgot my tripod. So I taped my camera to a paper cup. Well, actually a plastic cup, and then set a paperweight on the top of it. So the juxtaposition of it is a little bit different than usual, but we made it work. And when there's a will, there's a way. So, see you on the table. So here's our project for today. It's a tri-fold envelope. I'm calling it a passport holder. It isn't really. It's just an anything holder. It's just a lot of fun to make. A lot of fun to make. Got the sewing machine out. Got the soda can embossed. So, yep, hang in there. Lots of moving parts today. You will need some kind of a base to start off with. I started off with just a manila envelope. I embossed a soda can. I used lots of different fun ephemera on the background and made pockets with some leftovers that I had or that people had given me, which are yummy. I used Distress ink and Delusion spray. So the whole darn thing turned out pretty darn awesome. So I did use my crocodile to put some grommets on for holding power. I did use a little bit of fabric. So lots of things. So I had a blast. Kind of a wacky video because I forgot my tripod. So anyway, we made it work. Okay, my friend Patricia got this from her friend Phil, who made it with her family relative, maybe a niece, I can't remember. And the creator's name is Mary Poynton. And she was inspired by Nik the Bookmaker. And I've been inspired by all of them. So this is an amazing piece that Mary put together. Isn't that lovely? It's just lovely. So neat and tidy. I'll show you what I did with that inspiration. Mine is not so neat and tidy. I just put a bunch of tags and such in it. But I love it. And this is the soda can that I sewed in here. So there's a lot of moving parts to this piece, but we are going to do it one step at a time. So this is what I did the first time. So I learned a few things by doing it one time, and I will change those and we will go through it step by step. So this is the inspiration. From this inspiration from Nik the Bookmaker in her video. All right, I think everyone's accounted for now. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to emboss a soda can. This is something that I actually found on my walk with Hudson this morning. I found a Red Bull can. So I'm going to put that in that template. Put it on the A. Put the B on top. I don't know if this is right because this is just how I do it. And then I have a cuddle bug. Oh, it's got suction cups on it. Well, that was a surprise. All right, and I'm going to put that in my Cuddle Bug and send it through. And then our soda can is embossed like that. Isn't that beautiful? And the sewing machine does go through that. So we're going to set that aside. You know what? I grabbed that envelope from Marcia. It was so beautiful, and I'm just going to do the same thing with that. So let's take that out of that embossing folder and look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oops, sorry. That is beautiful. We can use that someplace for certain. Thank you, Marcia. Now I'm going to use a manila folder. These were gifted to me, and they are approximately 12 inches by, what is that? 9 inches. All right. So I am going to fold it in. I want this part on the flap. So I'm just going to fold it in. Nothing special. And since I'm not at home and I'm precariously placed on this desk, I'm just going to use my ruler as my bone folder. Works good in my book. And then I'm going to fold this side over. You know me, it's going to be perfectly straight. So this is going to be the beginning of, it's a passport holder or just a folder, doesn't matter. Whatever you want it to be. So that's the beginning. Perfectly straight. Love that. Oh well. We're going to have so much junk on it, it won't matter, right? Okay, so there's the beginning. Now I want to create some pockets on the inside here. I may just go with a triangle. Just keep it simple. So I have another manila folder, so I'm working with the same material. And I think I'm just going to cut it. Keep it simple. Like that. And that will go on one side like that. And that will go on one side like that. Creating a pocket here and a pocket there. I think that will be very fun. Now, I would love to use this. It's not quite big enough. All right. I have to keep remembering to push this up. This is much more forward than I'm usually working. So I have a piece of fun fabric, nice bright yellow. I want to glue it down on the inside of this little folder. And of course I forgot my brush at home. So what do? We improvise, right? And I couldn't find a brush here, but I could find a spackling tool. So yeah, we are going to put our Mod Podge down with a spackling tool. Why not? And I want to glue the fabric down before I sew because I want it nice and tight. That I did not do on my first one, and I'm sorry I didn't. And I do have bits of scrap fabric of that so that I can make some ribbons and things for the dangles. And just push that down. This is hilarious. Talk about use what you have. Holy smoly. All right, we are going to let that fine specimen of artwork dry. Now I'm going to bring that embossed metal back in, and I'm just going to cut it from corner to corner. I don't know what size I'll need, but we will adjust it accordingly. Oh, that's perfect. Grab the other one, cut that to size. I'm going to save these pieces, of course, in case I need them for something. Oh, I did that last time too. Made them both the same. Oh well, there you have it. Now I'm going to grab my sewing machine. I'm going to sew a zigzag on the edge to catch that sharp edge. So I just sewed one triangle. My sewing machine goes through that soda can quite easily. So when I was going through my underpants, I found this lid. This is a lid from orange juice. Who knows how long ago, but we'll use that for the closure. That's very fun. I want to make some pockets for the exterior of the passport holder, or I'm just going to call it a passport holder, because that's just easier than trying to figure out what it is. And I prefer the ripped edges, of course, whenever possible. I think we'll go here. So the fabric is dry. I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and sew around the fabric. I'll probably sew a seam there too, so that is that folds easily. I am going to bring the pockets in and sew those down like that. I have created a couple of envelopes. I may sew those up there. We shall see. I want to do all my sewing now before I put the underpants on, because once the underpants, I like to cover up a lot of the sewing with the underpants, or at least that is my intention. So I'm just going to go ahead and start sewing. See you in a minute. Okay, I'm putting the sewing machine away. I have had plenty of fun with the sewing machine. So here are my pockets with the soda cans sewn on. I put kind of a pocket here. This is from Marsha's envelope, which I fell in love with. This is an envelope that I made out of an old bag. So that will close like that. And then on this side, I put another pocket of Marsha's that she sent to me. So now I'm looking at a lot of stitching, and this is not okay with me. A lot of things are okay with me. The fact that we're working on yellows and I've got blue stitching, I'm okay with that. I'll bring some blue in someplace else. That's fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find some underpants. Okay, I have a pile of interesting things. I have no idea what I'm going to use. And it's going to be interesting because, of course, we are using a putty knife. I don't highly recommend this, but I do highly recommend that you play when you can. So that, keeping that in mind, ooh, look at this. This is an old doily. That needs to go on top of something. All right. Can we put a house here? Is that interesting? No. Not that it's not interesting. It's interesting. I am going to use this. You have to come out of there. May have to put some Mod Podge on the back of this. Nothing will stop me from creating, right? Hope you feel the same way too. Oh, a maniacal laugh. Can you hear it? It's great. Oh, look, I have 2. Bonus. That's wonderful. We'll use that on something else. All right. Let's put something up in here. Cover those stitches. I'm just not a big fan of the stitches showing. Everybody's different there. So you can cover as much or as little as you would like. I'm going to cover some more, and then I'm going to flip it over and cover those areas, and then we will be back. Okay, so let's talk about what I have done here. So first off, I took the manila folder and I folded it into thirds. I had another one that I cut some triangles out of. And then I stuck a soda bottle through or a soda can. Oh, that would be interesting. A soda can through an embosser. I sewed that soda can onto the triangles. Okay. And then I just started sewing things on the folder. I sewed the pocket on. And these pockets that were created by the triangles with the soda cans. This is a pocket here that I sewed on. And then I just started putting ephemera or underpants on them. And I kind of chose some fun things so that it had some interest, not just textbooks pages. So actually there's some fun things going on this piece. So I need to let it dry, and then I'm going to fold it back to where it was and continue on playing. All right, I need to let it dry, sticking in my hands. All right, this is almost dry, not completely dry, but dry enough for this girl. So I'm just gonna go in with the vintage photo distress ink and just really grunge it up. Some places will hold more, some places will hold less. I am okay with that. And remember, I am here for inspiration only. Some things may be attractive to you and some things may not be attractive to you, and that's okay. Take what works for you and leave the rest behind. And do the same thing to the other side. Just play. So this is what I'm going to use for the closure. So I want to grunge that up a little bit, of course. And I'll use my crocodile to pop a hole in it. And I'm going to use the biggest hole. And I've got rivets or grommets around here someplace. I think we've done very well for playing away from home today. Alright. So if we go back to this and we fold it, we're not done with it yet, but I want to find out where that closure is going to be. I'm going to say it's going to be about right there. So we'll go in here. So here's my hole in here. Here's my hole in here. I'll put that little grommet in there and there. Use my crocodile to install that. Beautiful. So if I take a ribbon, that'll be interesting. It might be too short. We shall see. So if we take this, tuck it behind there, does it reach? Oh, holy cats, it does. It's a miracle. So that's going to be our closure. I'm going to grab my ever favorite tool, my Stabilo, and I am just going to go around the edge of this passport holder, or whatever you want to call it. The thing with the pockets. The thing with the things. And I'm just going to give the whole thing a smoky edge. We are almost there. I'm going to take a lid from something, who knows what, put some distress ink on that, put some circles around, almost done. I am grabbing Delusions Camp So Teal. Some kind of teal. And it is a shimmer ink, so that will be fun. And we'll let that dry. Okay, here's our project for today. It is, I'm calling it a passport holder, not that it has to hold passports because it doesn't. It holds tags quite well. So we'll just take our ribbon off. And open it up. It is gorgeous. There's another pocket on the back. Very happy with that. Feels good too. So go create, go play, go have fun.